Hey everyone, and welcome back to just another podcast with Christy. So today is so exciting. It's so personal to me because I have two of my best friends here, which so happens to be two of your favorite girls as well. One is a very well-established and well-known swimwear designer. Some of your favorite celebrities have been caught out in her stuff, Melissa Simone. And the other one is everyone's favorite influencer, everyone's favorite model, everyone's favorite mommy and me, Tatiana Elizabeth. Hi, girls.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Welcome. Okay, how y'all feeling?
Feeling great.
Are you guys happy to be here?
Yep, for sure.
Okay, can we really get into it, or y'all want me to slow feet into it? Because you guys, I know all their business.
Literally all of our business. So yeah, we're gonna take it slow.
Okay, I'm like, get into it.
Oh, okay. Let's start with Melissa. No, I'm just kidding. First of all, I just want to commend you women for being Black women and entrepreneurs in this industry, having such a voice on social media, and also balancing being a mom. A little bit about your business. You have a swimwear brand, and your business, obviously, you're a model. You transitioned from being a reality star to a model to a business owner as well. Mm-hmm. Walk me through that. How did Melissa Simone, how was the birth of that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it started out with just like an idea. Mm-hmm. I was kind of like lost in my life and trying to figure out like, what do I want to be? What do I want to do? And all that type of stuff. And then I kind of just like dove into like my passions and things that I was good at. Like I could always sketch, I could always draw and different things like that. So one day I was wearing this swimsuit and I was like, wow, like this cuts me where it needs to. There needs to be more of this. Mm-hmm. Because like when I tried to shop for more, couldn't find anything. And yeah, so it just started with an idea, and I was like, let me go buy a sewing machine. And
you had a sewing machine?
Girl, I had a sewing machine.
I know that either.
I know. I made my first swimsuit. It was terrible. Obviously. You know, I didn't know things like the like stretch of like the elastic and different things like that, but I did it, and it like all my friends were like, wow, this looks good. So I did it, and it looked super good. But when you put it on, all you heard was like, so like the thread ripping and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, so from there, I just started designing a full collection. I took the risk. I moved to LA with literally nothing. Wow. One of my girlfriends helped me find a manufacturer, and I dove head first. I always said it felt like it was like a school project that just didn't have to end. So like that was like how it started. Yeah.
We love that. Yeah. And you have your own baby, which is Skin Butter. Yes. Don't be ashy. We love that. Tell us the birth of that, transitioning from a model to becoming an entrepreneur.
Well, I always had my hands in multiple pots. So I was modeling, and I was an esthetician, so I was doing facials.
I never knew you was an esthetician.
Always into like skincare. You didn't know that?
No. Look, we learned it. See, here on just another podcast, you'll learn something.
I was doing facials, and I was just like making my own body scrubs, my own body butters. My grandma always used to do stuff like that. I'm very like natural, holistic. So I'm like, all these products look like they're for old people, or they're not sexy, they're not cute, they're not fun, they're not marketed to people like me. So I decided to create that. So it's been a journey balancing it all. Obviously, like I quit giving facials and everything, but I'm like, you know what, having a product, I can reach way more people. So I was thinking money, like, okay, how can I reach more people? I can only do 5 facials in a day, and that's what, $500. Like if I make a product, I can sell that in my sleep. So that's how I started Skin Butter.
Nice. We initially, as the world, saw you on America's Next Top Model. When you were in that phase, in that era of Tatiana Elizabeth, did you know that it would get this big on social media? Did you know that you would also birth Skin Butter? Like, did you know you'll land in LA? Like, how was that journey as a young girl getting on TV and like trying something out?
I think, I already knew before. I kind of did it to boost it. Like, I already knew. I'm like, let me go in here so I can get some clout, because that's like, I was seeing that becoming the new currency. So I already had Skin Butter. I was even on the show every day. I would be like putting it on. Like,
so Skin Butter was before America's Next Top Model.
They cut it all out though. Like they cut everything out. But I slept with it next to my bed. So it's like anytime you saw me, like it was inevitable. You had to see it. But I had that mentality like, okay, you're going to see this. You're going to see me. I'm going to dress well. I'm going to represent myself well. So whoever's seeing this knows, like, okay, like this girl is here. Like,
so marketing always been your thing.
It was always my thing, yeah.
You are the mass marketer, Melissa. You have really, I feel, built an empire surrounding marketing and social media. Like, how much has social media played a role in the advancement of Melissa Simone?
Yeah, so I always was, I guess, good at marketing, I guess, from a long time ago. I started out with PR. So that taught me a lot about how to brand a product. And then like also just being an athlete, I also like took a lot of classes and learned a lot of stuff.
You were an athlete? Oh, you had hoop dreams?
Mm-hmm. I did. Girl, I never thought I was going to the WNBA. No,
Allegedly.
I didn't. But I did like learn a lot about how to market yourself and how to brand yourself and like things not to post, how to show yourself on social media, etc. through being an athlete. And then PR only helped. And then, so when I started Melissa Simone, it was kind of easy for me to like position my brand and show it in the way that I wanted people to see it. So at the time I was like grinding, packing orders under my bed, but from the outside looking in, a lot of people, they saw a luxury brand. I didn't use myself as the model. I mean, if I was Tatiana, I would have. But for me, I just felt like where I was in life, it didn't align with the consumer that I wanted to reach.
Right.
So now I'm that consumer. But back then, it's like, that wasn't who I was.
Do you feel like race played a role in you taking the backseat from the forefront of your business being surrounded by a Black woman?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of ashamed to say it, but yeah,
That's
for
the reality.
sure. Yeah, it's the reality of understanding the times that we live in. When people saw Melissa Simone, I can't tell you the amount of people that were like, oh, I thought it was Melissa Simone or something like that. As a Black woman, I want this to change, but I do feel like not everyone in the world sees us as luxury. I see us as luxury. And so now my mission is with my brand is now that I've started it up, boom, surprise, it's me.
Right.
I want to let that be the focus of Melissa Simone to show that like not just Black women, but all women and like how we take care of ourselves, how we treat ourselves, how we go on a vacation and we enjoy a luxury vacation and wear a luxury swimsuit. That's kind of my mission. But to start out, I wasn't really.
Right. You wasn't really at the forefront. And just being on the flip side of that, you said you were always a part of your brand. You always kind of promoted it. You posted it. Do you feel like with your brand and being a face, because me personally, from my personal experience, I feel like when starting anything, I felt like I should have taken the back seat and not put it at the forefront. Or when I started my clothing brand, I was like modeling it. And I'm just like, it's not working because there is a group of people that's like, oh, I don't want to shop it because it's Christy. Or it doesn't exude a level of luxury because it's like this hip, young, chic, you know, around the way. Girl, do you feel like you felt those same adversities when starting your brand?
I feel like it kind of goes both ways, where it's like Skin Butter exists on its own, where I've done even pop-up shops where I've like showed up at places and people don't even know who I am. Like I feel like I started my brand like grassroots. Like before I was even Tatiana Elizabeth, I was doing pop-up shops in Brooklyn or here or there. So I feel like Skin Butter has its own mind of its own. So
Skin Butter has a cult.
Yeah, it has its own
a cult
following.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like now I might kind of cross promote, but I let Skin Butter be Skin Butter and I'm Tatiana Elizabeth. I don't really cross.
So you don't merge the two?
Not really. I don't really model for my own brand. Like
I
like to keep them a little separate. I
think in our society there's a good if you know is powerful. Yeah. So like that era of mystery is like big right now too. Yeah. So really not even just being a Black woman, but also understanding that you don't have to give everything all at once when it comes to a brand. You kind of tease it and let people guess. I think was powerful for Melissa Simone because a lot of these people are shopping because they're like, you don't know about Melissa Simone? Yeah. And so I feel like when I didn't give too much on my personal page, I kind of feel like it kind of like allowed people to enjoy that.
So collectively, go ahead, sorry.
No, and also too, when you're on your personal page and you're doing this, people are looking at you and your lifestyle and they're attributing that to your brand. So 100%. Say, for example, if I'm on a vacation and it might be something that doesn't have to do with me, UPS might have delayed your order, but I'm on vacation. You're not about to be in my comments asking me where your order is. And they will be. And it's like, baby, your order was shipped out. I didn't even ship your order out. Like, I'm like, you know, like, so I feel like trying to detach it or like create some separation, it makes it a little bit more professional. And it's like, okay, y'all need to understand that customer service is over there. Someone will get back to you.
Someone will get.
If you let me know, I can let somebody know. Right, but I am not like, I'm not about to bring you your order to your door. I'm not ringing your doorbell. So it's like, you know, so I feel like kind of creating that standard, and also too, my personal brand, how I represent myself online, or how I might not respond to my comments. Whereas though with Skin Butter, I want people to feel like welcome and happy, and like, you know, I want my customer service to be good. So it's like, it's two different vibes. Like Skin Butter is Skin Butter.
Keeping the two separated from modeling and your entrepreneur side of things, how important is your personal standard as like your beauty standard as being a model and being seen as a model and being a Black woman? And often I say this to you all the time, we talk about this. You kind of was one of like the first African-American models in certain arenas and brand deals, influencer trips and things like that. How important is your beauty standard in seeing other girls that look like you in these spaces?
I feel like I'm kind of like Mel on that one, where I'm like, let me get into the door first, look around, see what's going on over here. And by way of me being who I am and showing you guys, because honestly, sometimes with these brands, I watch some brands get some flack and I'm like, their team is so cool. They're in their own zone. Like, say, for example, if I know a company I won't name, but it's like, they're Asian. They know Asian people. They don't know about Black. Like, I might have been the first Black girl they were around. And they're like, oh, wait. Fire. And then when the time comes, I'm like, my friend should come. And they were open to that. So it's like, I feel like sometimes brands can get a bad rep. Granted, some brands are very intentional about like having the one token Black girl. And I definitely had that a lot. But I feel like I would take it as my own experience and I wouldn't allow the outside noise of like, oh my God, you're the only Black girl. Like, yeah, okay, I'm going to go because if it's not me, it's going to be someone else that's having that experience. And maybe I can be the one to make the difference and have other people come in here. Or I can come back and tell you guys like, look, this is what they did. This is like, I learned so much from being around other cultures and other people about rates and marketing. I'm like, sometimes Black women, we undersell ourselves. Right. I'm on a trip for free and I'm looking at this white girl. She's like, oh my God, yeah, just got $50,000. And like, I asked them for 60 and like they settled at 50. And I'm like,
I'm just here. I was happy for a free trip.
I'm just happy to be here. So it's like, so kind of being at the forefront of that when it kind of was coming up, it was so interesting because now I'm taking that back and I'm telling my friends like, oh, no, baby. This is my rate. This is her rate. Your rate should be this. This should be the standard that you're holding yourself to. So I feel like it kind of like made me have a standard of.
I think being in those spaces as well gives us a blueprint on if she can, I can too.
Yeah.
And it give you the confidence because sometimes I feel like in spaces, and like I said, from personal experience, I'm in real like full-time. That's what I do full-time. And when I go into my office, there is nobody else that looks like me in the office. And that's just what it is. But instead of taking it as a negative, I know I got to work as harder. I got to work just as hard. I know I got to be just as smart. I have to show up extra in these spaces. Do you feel like you've had that personal experience where you feel like you have to show up as, like you said, you took a backseat because you wanted to represent your brand as luxury. Do you feel like you have to overachieve because of your race? Yeah,
for sure. I think, that's a conversation I have with myself all the time because it's just the reality versus what I think is fair, right? And the reality is I think as a Black woman, you have to go harder. I think other people in other races don't even realize it. I can go into a space with a designer who is of another race and she can walk in and just be herself, whereas me, I'm on high alert. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think so.
And I think that through my journey, I've learned that some people are like socially unconscious of that. So I don't condemn my peers in those real estate spaces. And I think we have to be very mindful of that because if I'm on a brand trip and no one else looks like me, I'm not mad that the girl don't look like me. She's getting $50,000. If anything, I want to learn from her and ask her like, well, what did your agent say? What did your manager say?
And more times than not, you find that some people will drop the gems. They will let you know. And that's how they, like, sometimes they will stick together in that. Granted, they're automatically, like, they're awarded that because they're awarded to be in those same spaces, whereas though we aren't. However, it's like they stick together. They know they have they're talking, they're on a group chat discussing things. So it's like, okay, I want to peek into this group chat.
100%.
I might not want to be y'all's best friends all the time. I have my own group of friends or whatever, but I feel like it is definitely important to gain knowledge from everyone and absorb every space as opposed to like being mad or sad or bitter, because at the end of the day, that's not going to get us anywhere. That's not going to get us further.
100%. Yeah, I definitely think we have to find the balance of like, this is the card I'm dealt. Let me flip it. Let me change it to a better narrative to be, more rewarding for me. Right. Well, we love that because, I'm raising a Black daughter. Yeah. So I definitely want to teach her certain things that I learned on my journey. And sometimes she might be in spaces like she goes to school. When she initially started school, it was predominantly not her kind in her skin. And I was like, you know what? When she gets in junior high, I'm going to do a committee for Black women and Black moms because I want us to come together and like maybe on the weekends hang out and show each other. Because to me, as a girl mom, it's important that my daughter, because I think more than boys, girls we compare ourselves naturally. It's just a natural emotion.
But one thing I love that you do with Saint, it's like you'll be like, I love your hair. You're so beautiful.
Yeah, it's like, beautiful.
It's like you instill confidence in her from day one. And I feel like that's just such a beautiful thing.
It's important.
So necessary.
It's
and
so important to me. And
it's so important.
They're moms as well, you guys. You guys both have little boys. And you guys are amazing, amazing moms. I'm not just saying that because y'all recorded me. Like, they're really, really good moms, actually. And I just want to, like, dive into that part of you guys and, like, the motherhood side. Because I know we see the, like, glitz and glam when y'all kids is fresh to death, looking good on Instagram, which you guys both do very well of posting just enough of your children. Like, how was the transition into turned in outside, having a ball, living my life on a brand trip every week?
My life like
Mel, you're not really turned, but you was free-spirited, and I would say you was like tunnel visioned on your business.
Right,
you able to like really key in on what you wanted to do with no distractions.
Right.
You in a different country, which we'll get into more about you coming to America and that part of your journey. But how was that coming from a full-time like entrepreneur where you had no responsibility of a kid into balancing that into your day-to-day life?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was tough. Just being honest. I think we've had these conversations before where I'm like, is something wrong with me? Like, I don't know why I feel like I'm like, for better word, slow. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I experienced mommy brain to the fullest. And like, after I had JoJo, it's like, I have my own office. So I was ready to get back into it, get back to work. Like, I was leaving the house and ready to go and sit and work, and I was thinking about him 24/7. So I started to Google like this idea of like mommy brain, and it's a real thing.
It's a real thing. I have mommy brain.
And so it was a struggle for me. It's like I feel like 80%, 85% of my brain was on JoJo. What's he doing? Like, people used to get annoyed. Like, Loren would be like, I'd be like, what is JoJo doing? And Loren would be like, girl, he is fine. And I would be like, girl, all right, my bad.
The ongoing joke is Melissa love that baby.
She love that baby.
Where
is that baby at?
I don't know which camera is mine, but I love my baby.
As you should, queen.
But I think about him all the time. So for work, I just feel like I struggled for a bit, but I thank God that I started my business before my baby. Because I always say that after my baby, it would have been a million times harder to start Melissa Simone. Before JoJo, I could always remember that how I used to like maneuver my business. And I'm like, I know you can do this. I know you stay up all night. I know you work hard. Da, 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 da. So after my baby, it's like I was able to realize like this is a moment. And yeah, you might not be able to give 100% of yourself to it right now. Give yourself that grace. But you remember how you were before. So it was just, for me, it was like just saying to myself, I have to get back to that.
Do you feel like your business felt the effects of that disconnect, like where you took a step back? Do you feel like your business also took a step back because of that?
Yeah, I feel like to the outside world, I've talked to people about that and they're like, we couldn't notice or we didn't notice at all. Yeah. But to me, it's like when you know what you're capable of, for me, I definitely felt that like my business is failing. Oh my gosh. And so it's always interesting when you talk to other people and they're like, girl, this collection looked great or whatever.
Yeah, we didn't
but
see it.
I do feel like I could have done a million times better though.
What about you, Tati? How do you feel like your business, and I think not skin butter, because skin butter, like you said, is on autopilot in a sense, but how do you feel like your day-to-day modeling life, your brand deals, you putting your, because you, a lot of your business is showing up and looking good on social media. Your brand deals come from these posts, these engagements, these TikToks. How do you feel like it was for you to show up after having Milo?
I feel like initially, I literally just bought him everywhere with me. Like,
that baby still go everywhere with us.
Yeah, everywhere. Like, if I was on the phone with a person for more than 5 minutes and they didn't, if you invited me somewhere and you didn't invite Milo, I wouldn't go. Like, so for work, I was thankful and blessed enough to be able to bring him on set with me a lot of the times. Like, I would bring him everywhere, and I feel like it wasn't up until maybe like last year that I realized, like, wow, you know what? You can give yourself some grace and acknowledge the fact that having a baby slows you down. Because I didn't slow myself down. Like, mentally, it's like if I have to stay up all night, I'm going to stay up all night. And like, I never gave myself the grace to be like, girl, you can sit down for a second. It's like, I'm breastfeeding you on the side, but I'm doing my makeup so I can do a post. Like, I feel like I didn't give myself that grace. And I feel like last year into this year, I started giving myself more time to be like, you know what? You are a mom, and that deserves 100% for at least like whatever percentage you want to put into that. Whereas though with me before, I'm like, I'm always a mom. You gonna be here, but we gonna ride and die. Like, you gonna be right here with me while
Tati
I'm doing
is an energizer.
I was just gonna say, I don't know nobody with more energy.
She don't get tired. So
like
that's
I
why
didn't
you guys
even give
can
a
come and
context to the viewers of you guys. Okay, of how I met these beautiful ladies right here and how they just became obsessed with me. So I met Tatiana damn near a decade ago.
Like
How many years is a
years?
decade? 10, right?
10 years is a decade.
Don't quote me. Yeah, so almost a decade, probably like 8.
2016, 2017.
Yeah, 2016, because that's when I lived down there. We were at a mutual friend's house.
Shout out to Brianna.
Right, Bree Matt Brand, which is crazy because we just talked about her on another episode with another guest because I met her there too.
Yeah.
Bree is such a liaison. So I met Tatiana there. She was cute, but we didn't like hit it off initially. It was just like, I think we followed each other on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
we just
like,
followed each other and
that's
that
where
was
it ended and began. But we stayed in like DMs. Oh, you look cute, da. And then when she got...
was never a hater. She's
No,
a girl's
I
girl.
thought she was so beautiful. And like, if she posted something, I'm always going to comment. I was always in her DM. So we kind of like built that
rapport.
friendship via social media. And then she got pregnant. And you was one of the prettiest pregnant people. Like, you need to get pregnant again just for the plot. Because you looked so... No, yeah, we want the ring, but you looked good. And I remember we started talking more during your pregnancy. And then right around, I think it was your shower, I found out I was pregnant. That's why I missed your baby shower. Because I was like, oh, what? Like, I'm pregnant. So our kids are a few months apart.
And you had the most beautiful video on the beach.
Yeah, I
walking
did.
down. You ate that up.
I literally...
I was like, damn, I wish I could put this baby back in. I need to
do it
copy
again.
that. I want to do that.
That's when I was in the house. I was able to plan. Like, I was in tune with myself. I was very intentional with my rollout of my pregnancy and introducing that to the world.
Pregnancy rollout is crazy.
Girl, everything got to be curated. It's Instagram.
LA.
Right. I am a little LA. I'm not going to lie. So we had the pregnancy rollout. And after we had our kids, we went out and we just kind of clung to each other. She was actually with me on my first vacation. Was that Milo's first vacation too? No, he went to Mexico before because he had his passport.
We went to Hawaii.
We went to Hawaii with our kids. And then after that, it's just been like stuck to each other.
Yeah.
She created a safe space for me to like talk.
Girl, you created a safe space. I feel like everything I was going through, Christy was like 2 months ahead of me.
Right.
So it's like...
Yeah, you was just
vibes.
talking to me. It was like big sis vibes, but also was so therapeutic because you made me feel like, okay, I'm not the only person. Granted, you was going through it and I had just already went through it.
Yeah.
But it still was like, okay, this is sisterhood. Like she's going through the same thing and I'm not going to listen and judge. I'm really going to be like, girl, when I was going through it, this is how I did it. Do it how you want to do it. I'm going to support it, but this is what I did. And we kind of clung to each other, cried it out, and it's been stuck. Melissa, which is not such a dragged out story. It's kind of similar in a sense. We was introduced through a mutual friend. She was looking for a realtor. So I was like, okay, cool. And I'm like, I don't even know what happened, but you came to my house.
I know what happened.
You came to a house?
Before that.
What happened? Give us the story.
Okay, so we were introduced to a mutual friend.
Yeah.
And then I do not know why, but I was kind of going through it a little bit.
You told me your business. Everybody tells me their business.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is the perfect thing for you to do, by the way, because it's like we might as well come on air and give you our business because we gonna do it regardless.
Right.
But yeah, you have a way about you of like making people feel comfortable.
It's a safe space.
Yeah, like literally. And honestly, I didn't know you, which is so crazy.
Yeah, because you're not even a yapper.
Yeah,
me and Tatiana be yapping.
And when I I don't be telling my business like that. But
unless you're drunk.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. If I'm drunk, it's a lot. It's a lot that's not Melissa. But yeah, so I just feel like I don't know what it was about you because when I look back at your social media, I'm like, this doesn't look super inviting. Like, what did I?
Like, she was
give a bitch a little bit.
Yeah, literally, like she looks like a no. But yeah, so I was going through something. I called you and I was like, hey, I need a nanny.
Yeah. And so, you were crying.
Yeah, I started crying on the phone.
You started crying on the phone. I was like, oh, wait, hold on. This is kind of serious.
Right, literally. And I was like, oh,
and knowing you now, I know you were on the phone like, what?
You know I can't stand to cry.
She was like, girl, not the crying. Now, from now on,
I
literally.
think I said that to you, like, girl.
No, you saved that to like the second time I was
girl,
crying.
I can't. Let me tell y'all on camera, I hate crying. Don't call me crying. Because I'll be like, let's wrap it up.
And I'll be like, girl, let me just feel my feelings.
Yeah, you're like, let me have my moment. So yeah, you was looking for a nanny.
Yeah, literally.
And I recommended my nanny to you.
Yeah, and so you invited me to your house, which I was like, oh yeah, I know.
I was moving fast.
You invited me to your house
too,
like on the
but we were friends when you came to my house.
Because I feel like now that I'm your friend, you're such a guarded person, but you really were not guarded with me or with her.
Real recognize real.
Yeah, no, I felt you guys from the beginning. And I felt like when people are talking to me and they're not showing up as their representatives, it gives me the space to not show up as mine.
Right.
So like you come in and we went to Javier's and you like, was crying in the moment. I'm like, oh my God, like she's going through it. And it's like, okay, it's easy for me to pour into you at this point now.
Yeah,
because I'm like,
because it's not
you're
guarded.
it's not guarded. You're not meeting me with no motive. Like I said, it is LA. So I'm fearful of like, why you want to get up on me? Like, what you want from me? You know? So when you came, you guys kind of came in this vulnerable space. And not that I preyed on your vulnerability. I actually did.
Low key. But
also too, what I can say about you is that you would invite us into your space where it's like, oh, come on, like I'm cooking, my mama's over here. Like,
I'm
like,
family.
It's like you're very family oriented. Right. So it's like I got to see a different side of you very early on where it's like, oh, she's just not just like a bomb girl on Instagram that's just like putting it on and being cute.
Yeah, that's the narrative,
you know what I mean?
But
so
no, I love family.
Off rip, it was like, come over, pull up, this and this and that. Like we cutting the cake for Saint. Like I pull up and it's like her mama, her brother,
my whole family.
It's like her whole family.
It's
I'm like,
just,
I feel like I'm meeting the parents on the first day. I'm like, oh my
but
God.
you was my girl and I liked you. And I'm like, this is my girl.
Right.
I think for me, I have a great gift of discernment. I knew you was going to be around. I'm like,
and I was so excited and
she
so
ain't
happy.
going nowhere. This is going to be my girl. And me, you our first like hang out. I told you, come with me to church. We went to church.
Yeah.
Because you were like in your space. And I'm like.
And then I cried again.
You cried again. You always fucking crying. But
I haven't cried in a long time.
We've been through things that humanize us. Yeah. And I feel like we don't have a space on social media to be an entrepreneur, to be a model, to be an influencer, and also show up as a human sometimes. I feel like we have to be disconnected from that because that realness is vulnerable, it's scary. You feel like, am I gonna not reach my target audience? Like, do people want to be like, oh, this is not what I came over here for? Yeah, is it marketable? I came over here to learn about skincare. I came over here to find out how to do a swim brand. I didn't come here to be crying and say I'm going through X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And I feel like for me, social media has never been that for me. I've never been on social media crying or saying like, blah, blah, blah happened to me. Yeah. So when I get those relationships, I want to nurture those because it's the realness of it. Yeah. But that is context for you guys of how I met you. And I am happy that I met you guys.
All three of us like bonded because it's like JoJo was last.
Yeah.
I was first.
First, second, third.
So it was
Did
nice
we trauma
to have
bond?
people.
Kinda.
Low key. And people don't talk about motherhood and like they show their kids and how beautiful they are and they don't talk about how you don't sleep. Mm-hmm. They don't talk about like how you miss out on things you want to do, how you sacrifice, like all of those things. They don't talk about relationships and what you go through there. Like they don't really talk about that. So I feel like us three kind of just like had that.
Yeah.
And
it's being a single mom. Like I'm not with my child's father. Nobody's with their child's father. Right. So balancing, and I said this before, people don't talk enough about birthing the love of your life while simultaneously losing the love of your life. And I feel like that is so hard. Because you're looking at this thing that's a representation of love. And it was a representation of what you shared with somebody. And I don't know any women, or I probably wouldn't call women friends that have a baby with somebody they didn't love or care about or really foresee, like, this is my person, this is where I'm going to be. So having to show up every day with this little thing that looks exactly like that other big thing that you hate is like, it's so hard. Right. So I feel like that alone kind of skyrocketed our relationships. Yeah. Because we were all in. Granted, it was different phases and different times. You got there last. I got there first. You got there in the middle.
You guys taught me that it was going to be okay.
It will be okay.
Like, you guys taught me, like, I was able to look at y'all a year ahead and be like, it's going to be okay.
It's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know me.
Baby,
my light came quick. My light came quick. You know, and I still be sad or whatever. And it's unfortunate that things didn't work out, but you ain't going to catch me where you left me.
Period.
And I'm happy that each of us, regardless of how long or short of a time it took us to get there, we got there. And I think that's, to me, the foundation of our friendship is motherhood before anything. Like, granted, we are business owners. Yeah. We're all of these things. But I think motherhood is what built the connection for this threesome.
Our babies love each other.
And I love our babies together.
Yeah, they love each other.
That is the most important part.
Even
you
with
guys
Milo
are
being
so
gone,
cute.
FaceTime.
Milo will hear your voice on FaceTime and he's like, where's JoJo?
Yeah, he know what's up.
He knows.
JoJo's his best friend. Saint don't really like to be bothered with them.
No, Saint be running JoJo. They together right now.
Yeah,
Saint
and
be
she's
running
bossing
JoJo.
him around. She probably like, sit down.
No, Saint is a princess. She's like, look at my nails. She's like, let me see your nails.
Yeah, she loves that. She said she told me Auntie Tati nails was red yesterday. I was like, girl, I seen them. Let me ask you guys a question. Like, with all that, with those journeys, with motherhood, with being with a man, breaking up with a man, with starting businesses and all of those things, like, what do you think is the biggest lessons you guys have taken away from that?
Yeah. I mean,
for me, I don't mind going through things. I don't mind feeling my emotions, but also making a plan, sticking to it, being disciplined. And I feel like you can't look at yourself in life as a victim. You can't look at anything as happening like to you. It's happening for you. At the end of the day, like your idea of what you might have thought you wanted might not have been it. And it always comes to fruition. Like it always comes into fruition at the end. So it's like for me, my biggest lesson is to just like keep calm, stay graceful, do what you have to do for you. Don't depend on nobody too heavily for what you need or what you want. And life goes on. Life is good. Life is beautiful. Like, you know, we are here. We are living beautiful women, like making money, like making some, like, you know, doing everything that we wanted to do. So it's like, you have to focus on the good. You cannot focus on.
You are my silver line queen.
Girl.
You will always find the silver lining.
You
And I love that about you.
Silver lining, literally.
Okay.
What lessons have you learned, Miss Mamas?
Yeah, I think this kind of the same thing. It will always be okay. And you got to keep pushing forward and you got to be intentional.
Right.
And also, this is a good one.
Look at her complimenting herself. Okay. I'm about to eat with this.
If you don't learn that lesson,
if
you keep putting yourself through the same things, like you're going to keep going through that same trial.
Yeah.
So it really and truly, I like,
That was a good one, right? That was a good one.
I need to eat that.
Yeah, literally. Like,
Baby, I'm going to do what I want to do. Let's be clear.
But we going to keep going through some things if we don't want to learn our lessons. So I think, and then prove that you learn. Like when the test comes, you got to pass it. Otherwise, you're going to keep going through it. You're going to have to keep doing this test over and over and over.
Yeah, you got to stand on business.
Yeah. And I think that's a powerful lesson. And I think even in business, it's the same thing. Like I'm learning that you got to stick to it. You can't cut corners and you got to work hard. And it's going to have ups and downs. So like, yeah.
Well, I'm going to do what I want to do. My mental health is important, obviously, but I feel like I like to play with it sometimes. No, I'm just kidding.
Girl, you crazy.
I'm just kidding.
I would agree, though.
I'm
like
mentally strong. Yeah, I'm mentally strong, though. So it's like sometimes I'll do something or you guys, I'll be like, one thing about me, I got mouth vomit, so I'm going to tell y'all the thing that I don't want y'all to know every time. Yeah. And I feel like y'all be like, Christy. But in my mind, it's for the plot.
Yeah, because also life is an experience.
Yes, an experience.
Yeah,
and I just want to just have a little fun. Sometimes I like to take a little risk.
Girl, I feel like I'm the one that's like, oh my God, life is about to end. And then like looking at the tweet,
and then
it
never ends.
It never ends.
It never ends.
Literally.
Like, at the end of the day, something is always going to be something. Like something's going to happen, whether it's for your good, whether it's for your bad. Yeah. So it's like if you want to seize a moment or take an opportunity or crash out, you know, do that.
Yeah,
but gracefully.
Then reel it in.
Yeah. And then reel it back in and be like, all right, back to what I need to do.
And, you know, we
just have to learn and grow from different circumstances. And just being moms alone, I think that we have to have experience because that's what we learn from and that's what we teach our kids. Like even growing up, how was your relationship with your parents?
That's a good question. Well, my relationship, I grew up majority in the home with my mom. My parents were split up. So it was like, I don't know, it was tough, I guess. My parents divorced early and I went through that whole thing. But I think that now it's more, I'm learning forgiveness and I'm also, being a mom, I'm learning that like no one is perfect, right?
It's all of our first time here.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's given me so much grace for my parents. And like, even in terms of like watching them and like, I feel like for my mom and my dad, they're both immigrant parents.
Oh, nice.
It was so important for them, for me to like go to school and do this route and that route and stuff like that. And so I feel like even now I'm teaching them a little bit because it's like they're seeing another way, right? Like
they see something different.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I'm thankful for how I grew up, but I think I'm even more thankful now looking back and be able to still have my parents and still go through this with them because I think it's a journey. It was tough, you know, when I was younger, but I think now I'm grace.
Do you feel like their parenting styles show up in your parenting styles, whether it's, I know what to do or what not to do?
Yeah, for sure. I think that there's things that I've witnessed from my parents where I'm like, okay, well, don't do that. I'm thankful for those things. And then I think there's things from my parents where I'm like, Like, I think I'm chill and I'm laid back with JoJo, and I'm like, and I think that those aspects came from my parents too. And I think simple things like knowing JoJo needs to do extracurricular activities and stuff. My mom was heavy on that. Like, there's so many little things that I picked up from my parents. And yeah, I just think that like that saying that you choose your parents, it has to be true. Because who they were made me who I am. And so I'm so thankful for everything I went through with them. Yeah.
That's beautiful. How about you, Tat? We know you're a daddy's girl.
I'm a daddy's girl down. My parents were separated, well, divorced, for like all of my life that I can remember. I lived with my mom. We moved to Maryland. My dad lived in New York. So it's like I always kind of had like a long distance relationship with my dad, which is like weird to like think about now. But every summer I would be back with him. Winters, school years, I would be with my mom. And I feel like, obviously, I feel like as moms now, it makes me want to give my mom a little bit more grace because you know, like you're with the mom, like the mom is the one hustling, working, doing everything, making sure, like going to the school, doing this, like finding the school. Like, you know, the mom is the one that's kind of putting in a lot of the work in most situations. Yeah. And the father, sometimes, you know, I would go to my dad, it's like playtime, it's summertime, we're going to the water park every day, we're doing this, I'm getting whatever I want, like, you know, whatever. So I feel like I commend my mom for being like so strong through me. Even I might have been a little like bitch to her, like, girl, I want to go to my daddy's house. And my mom would be like, my mom, one thing she instilled into me is like, work hard, and you're the best. You're confident. You are amazing. Like nothing's wrong with you. What happened after school? Oh no, they did it. Mom, like they just like no, something's wrong with the school. I'll change your school. We're gonna go to a different one. So it's like my parents kind of almost made me delusionally confident, but also reeled me in because it's like, the moral compass of like, you're not doing that. You're not coming home looking like this. I'm not accepting this behavior. So I feel like the balance of it all, I feel like it definitely created who I am. And I'm so thankful because I love myself.
Yeah, we know.
But I feel like it definitely spills into Milo because I instill that confidence into him because I know how important that is. It is. The confidence and the independence. I feel like that's like top. I think those are good traits to have.
I think confidence is very important because if you don't feel you, nobody else can feel you.
Yeah,
so that's very important to instill into your kids. I love that. Yeah. My background was a little different than both of you guys. Like my parents was never married, 2 divorced. My dad died when I was super young, which I always talk about, I feel like on social media and stuff, because it was like a prominent thing where I was on the other side of the spectrum. My mom wasn't the person that had to like get up every day and do all these things because I didn't live with her. I lived with my dad's mom. And my dad would be the person that like pulled up all the time because my mom don't like to fly. She was scared. So I lived in Georgia for those like smaller years of my life, which was to me like very pivotal moments because I was a little girl and I was like looking from like 2 to 10 is like kind of an age where you kind of build character to me. Right. That's why it's so important what I pour into my daughter because like 2 to 10 is very impressionable years of a kid. Life, like their minds are a sponge. They're kind of like soaking up everything they get. So I think me growing up with my grandmother was a wonderful thing for me. If my mom felt like I wasn't gonna be in the environment that she wanted me to mimic, if that makes sense. So when I was young, I felt like I had a resentment towards that because I'm like, everyone's with their mom. Like, my mama don't want me, so then you become doubtful of yourself. Like, But as a woman, I identified that my mom was like, no, this was a better circumstance for you. This was a better setting for you. This was a better climate for what I wanted you to become and be. So I gave her grace as a woman. But I think it's so hard when we're a kid to identify that our parents is just kids. And I was telling my mom the other day, because we were together, and I was like, Ma, you was really the age I am right now was just Saint, and I'm over here on a wing and a prayer with 2 kids that was way older than Saint because she had me when I was 23.
My age now had 3 kids.
Yeah, but we don't understand that logic when we kids. Like she was a young woman. She wasn't a kid, but she was a young woman. And I'm like, so the decisions and the things that she did or how she moved as a little girl, she's the adult, right? Like we don't see them as a young woman when we were a kid because you don't even know what a young woman is, so you just mad and you're resentful. You're like, you don't get me, you don't know me, you don't love me. But as a woman, I'm like, oh, okay, you just was a girl.
I think that's just the most strong and powerful thing about being a Black mother and a Black woman, though, because it's like you eat it. Like your mom probably ate it and was like, okay, little girl. what you want? What you need for back to school? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
she
I was
did.
That,
she ate it and she kept the ball rolling like all the time. But I feel like it took me so long to get to that space to realize like, oh, you was doing the best you can with what you had.
Exactly.
Right.
Like you literally was given hardships and circumstances. Like the love of your life died. Like, but here I am taking it like, my daddy's dead. Because that's when I moved back with my mom. Like I wasn't living with my mom. I came to California for my dad's funeral. And my mom, I wasn't even with my mom at my dad's funeral because she couldn't take it. Like she couldn't even go into the place. Like she was mortified. They were together since they were like 14 years old. So these are like kids.
Yeah,
that
she has her own story.
Yeah, she has her own story.
Yeah.
So when I got older, I'm like, oh my God, like sometimes I can look at my mom and I could cry because I'm like, you literally lost the love of your life and then you was left with these two kids. Like we say single mother, but in reality, we're not single mothers.
Right.
Like your baby dad could call right now. Your baby dad could call right now at any given time. I'm trying to be fucking serious. But at any time, they can pull up.
Yeah, no facts.
They can pull up. You know, this woman, that man was never pulling up again.
Yeah.
Like he was just, he was, you know, rest in peace. He was gone.
Yeah.
And I felt like for her to still, when she seen us at the funeral, she came and got me and my brother. And she was like, my kids can't leave. So I didn't have no bags packed. Like all my stuff is still in Georgia to this day. Like all my clothes, all my everything is still in Georgia. And she was like, my kids can't go. Like I need my kids.
Yeah.
And that was like the birth of me and my mom's relationship.
Wow.
Because way before that,
And how old were you?
I was 10.
Yeah.
So before that, it was just like my mom would pop in. She was like, I spent like summers. I'll go see my mom every summer. I spent the summers with my mom, but my mom was young, so she'll be out partying and doing her thing and then come home. So it was just like a vacation. Like, oh my God, LA is so fun. All my cousins, I'm in town. It wasn't a structure of like mom, kids. And then she just took all that responsibility. Like on a weekend trip to a funeral. She just picked up all that responsibility. She had to move. She had to get a bigger house. She had to do all these things. And I'm like, damn. Like as a woman, I'm like, damn. Like you did that. Cause I never missed a meal.
Shout out to Tila.
Yeah, like shout out to Tila, but I don't tell her thank you enough for that.
But I feel like your actions.
Yeah, I like to take care of my mom. Like, yeah, I do everything for my mama.
Yeah,
That's my baby. The grandmama, the baby.
Grandmama is the baby.
But I'm not, you guys know me. Like, I'm not emotional. Like, I don't talk about my feelings. Like, I don't cry.
You cried when I left, when I moved from
Okay,
California.
Tati moved to Jersey and I cried. Because those was real tears, by the way. I think I was out.
I would hope so.
That was real. I was like, I'm about to make myself cry because I felt it, and I have to with crying because you was right there, and I was like, I'm about to make myself cry. But it was because I have to like allow myself to feel. Yeah, that's a problem for me. Like I have to allow. Like
we're working on that.
Yeah, we working on that, and I felt it. Like I felt sad. Like oh my God, because we was like thick as thieves right before you moved. Like we was a part of each other's every single day, and I became codependent on that sisterhood because it's important to me. Like I always say, friendship is so important to me. Friendship and family, those are my two F's. I don't play with friendship. I don't play with family. So when you were leaving, I was sad. And I was like, I'm about to make myself cry. Like I'ma fucking feel it. And then I cried because I was sad. But I would cry if you left. I know. Yeah, I'm working on my feelings, guys. But anyways, I say that to say how important it is to feel and give grace and give leniency. And I feel like we give these niggas so much grace. Like we is graceful. You the most graceful.
I'm like, are we?
Yeah, we are. No, we are. We so graceful with these niggas because I don't know why, but we just are. And I just want to translate that to like our parents, our kids, our friendships, our businesses, or if something's not going in business, like be graceful with yourself.
Yeah.
Like your mental health and being graceful with you is important.
Yeah, I feel like you're talking to yourself. Because like, I feel like, okay, if I'm most graceful, she might be second. And then you hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just feel like that's...
because I know what I want.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I want. I know how I want it to look. I know I intentionally don't do the things I need to do, but I know the steps it takes to get what I want. And I'm not going to settle until I got it. At all. Yeah. Like I know I want the big house. I know I want the best car. I know I want every bag. I know I want every shoe. I know I want the best jewelry.
It's a balance sometimes that has to be had because it's like, okay, yeah, I want to give myself grace, but at the same time, I want to be hard on myself, because if I'm not, like, that's how I got to where I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's like peaks and valleys, and I feel like conversations like this and also having friends that balance you out, it's like, it makes it more manageable, because we are all the same. We all want the big house. We all want the nice car. And it's like, not for nothing either. Like, not because we saw somebody else with it. It's because,
this is a burning desire.
I am literally not going to be okay if I don't have these things.
Have a heart attack.
Yeah, like, I'm not okay.
And it's a responsibility that we have as humans, and a responsibility.
And especially as mothers.
As mothers, exactly.
We're going to introduce these kids to...
I want them to see.
And I just think that, like, when God gives you, like, the vision for it, I feel like not everybody in your family probably had the vision.
No.
But I feel like I've asked you that before. Like, why do you feel like what do you feel? Like, when you tell me about how you grew up, I'm like, all right, so all these girls, your old friends, I know about all of them. Like,
I love all y'all still, though.
But what sets you apart? And I really think that, like, through our conversations, we've realized, like, the vision, and there's a responsibility when you have the vision. So, like, for Melissa Simone, like, there was a vision first. Like, there's a reason that my first job at McDonald's, I didn't continue. Or, like, when I moved to LA with a master's degree, I took myself to Figueroa and worked at H&M so that I could put the money towards my business. But I still go into H&M and I still see the same people I was working with. Some of them are still there. Yeah. So you have a responsibility, I think, for the vision that you have to bring it to life. And I don't think when you have that vision, it burns you. Like, I think when I go to sleep at night, like, sometimes I'll call my family. Like, right now, I'm in between moving. So right now I'm in my apartment right now, but I, moved out of my house December 1st. And my family's like, well, at least you have this place to chill, because the fires.
You don't want to chill.
There's no part of me that's chilling. I'm uncomfortable.
You won't even unpack.
I'm literally like, there is no way. Like, literally, like, I'm like, and the apartment is nice. It's just, it's not my vision. It's not for me. And I think that, like, when you know what's for you,
you got to go get it.
Yeah, you got to go get it. And I think that's why I like, we can talk all day. When it comes to y'all, it's easy to talk to y'all.
Because the visions align.
Yeah, exactly. Like, neither of y'all are telling
let's
me,
just
like,
get a cul-de-sac.
Yeah,
just chill.
I think that's the importance of finding community and like-minded individuals. Because if I'm calling Tati, for instance, I called Tati the other day. Both of y'all, I told y'all, but not on three-way, which is normally how we talk on three-way. I'm like, I think I want to move to Dubai. Is she not like, this is far-fetched.
Right.
What you mean?
Right.
She's like, okay, I think this is a great idea. Like, do you have anybody there? Can we start planning? Like, it's realistic when you're talking to people with the same like-minded mindset as you.
Versus somebody else will put that fear in you so quickly.
Yeah. And I don't have no room for people in my life that literally. Yeah. And I've had those type of people where they're like,
it's common.
I think you might have, like, risked too much, or I think you should have probably slowed down, or like, it's like those type of people. I don't have no room for those type of people.
That's kind of more common though. So it's like, it's hard to find your tribe and to find your people and to find people to place into certain aspects, because I don't know. I feel like Christy and I are definitely, like, way more social. So with me, I have to monitor my conversations with certain people. Where it's like, I'm not telling you that because I know your reaction. I know what you're gonna say to this, and it's like, that's based off of your perspective and what you have done. It's like, you built a beautiful business from the ground up. You know anything is possible. You built your business. You built your life from the ground up. You know it's possible. So it's like, it's so important to be around educated, like-minded Black women that are, like, going after what they want, because that in itself is inspiring. It's like, we pull up somewhere. We could not have it. We're going to still make the experience whatever we want it to be. And I feel like that's a testament to our own self-confidence, our own self-awareness, and the fact that we're going to walk down on everything that we want. So
but in a group of other people, I definitely feel like I never feel like I fit in. I feel like in, like, back home, like, I definitely never felt like I fit in.
Well, I think a lot of people have a scarcity mindset, and the vision, it looks so big and so grand. And even for me, sometimes I ask God, like, because, like I always say, I test everything to the grace of God. And my favorite saying is, God is always working behind the scenes, which he is. And I say that all the time. But sometimes, even with me, my dreams scare me. They really do. And how I want things to look, I get scared and I get fearful, because I don't want to burn myself out trying to accumulate or get or do all these things that I want to do, where I'm forgetting that God did the things I already had asked him to do. So I'm trying to find a balance of, like, God, thank you for where you got me, and I'm prepared for where you taking me. But prepare me also, because I
why
might
always say,
not
I'm
be
like,
ready.
God, order my steps.
Yeah,
please.
order my steps, because I might
steps.
not be ready. And that's
Yeah.
probably why I'm not there. And I'm sitting in this moment and I'm like, why isn't this jumping off? Why isn't this business booming? Why isn't this like, why isn't that? And I think that sometimes I need to, and this is me preaching to myself, like, you're not ready.
Yeah, facts.
And when you're ready,
keep working.
I will put you there.
Yeah.
Just like every other place you've been, I put you there because I'm a strong manifester.
Okay.
You know
We
that. I'm going to manifest some shit.
Christy will manifest.
I will manifest my life, and then I'll look around and I'll be like, okay, now next thing. Like, I got that one, but it's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, soak in this. Let me prepare that next thing for you. Let you, like they be saying, I think it's a saying, and we all need to hear this because we ain't wise. And it'd be like, stop asking God to send you a husband and ask God to prepare you to be a wife.
You know, facts. It's like, God, I want you to make me a multi-millionaire.
Right.
But it's like, you going to have to learn financial literacy.
Right.
Like, baby
Are you
girl.
going to blow it? Because he has made you
so
a
it's like,
millionaire already. You made $1 million.
God was like, I already did that.
I said multi, but it's like facts. It's like, you're going to have to learn this. So it's like, how does God teach you lessons? It's going to be tough. Like, I've made the most money that I've ever made in my life, probably a year or two ago. And it's like, now you're going to go through a season where it's like, you're going to have to file those taxes, baby girl. And I'm going to have to like take you down until you realize like, okay, well, I might need to do that. Like you're going to have to learn these lessons. And, like,
we miss the lesson and the blessing sometimes. Because we just focus on the blessing.
Yeah. When
and
times
also
are getting
too,
hard,
the
look
higher
around.
the risk, the bigger the reward. So
Yeah.
it's like
every time.
every time.
Well, I'm going to take some risks. Let's take some dating risks there, because I'm ready for that reward.
Girl, shut up.
I am. Are you guys ready to date? Where y'all at in that journey? I don't want to hear no, sucking no lips. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Where y'all at in that dating part of y'all? I mean, in that arena of your life.
Let's start with Melissa, because you know my answer.
Yeah, I know both of y'all.
Are you ready to date Melissa?
Okay, relax, please.
Okay.
I just feel like, to be completely honest, I feel like having a child by somebody that is the biggest love that you've had is traumatizing. I think for it not to work out. And I just feel like I look at myself and I'm like studying myself now, like, okay, well, what areas could you have contributed? Are you crazy? Are you all these things? Like, I feel like there's just so many things that
your youth
are in my, so I just feel like for me, it's like, you guys know I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
But like, whatever's for me is for me. But I just feel like, it's a little bit scary to think like, okay, are some of the things that you saw in yourself, was it because this situation was not the best for you? Or is this because like, this is like, I don't know,
you need to work on yourself.
Right, to take accountability for parts, even though like, I ain't taking accountability for majority of that stuff. But like, you know, like, but I just feel like for me, it's just like, I don't know, I'm slow when it comes to that. And I always been. So it's like, this is not like new to me or anything like that.
So you don't have to be in your dating season. You can be in your dating Melissa season, getting to know you, getting to know what you want and what it looks like for you. And that don't have to be mourning the loss of the relationship with your child's dad. That don't have to be exalting yourself into a new relationship. It can just be, if that one works out, is because I'm a better version of me. Or if the next one works out, is because I'm a better version of me. So maybe right here, right now, you're not against it, you're not for it, but you want to be the best version of you for whatever is to come.
And I feel like day by day, even our conversation we had the other night, it's like, you know what? You're building your own structure. You're building your own like things. And I feel like that's a beautiful thing. I went through that process before I started dating. And it's like, I think that's a crucial and necessary point, because you can't run from one situation to another situation broken and this, and I mean, you could.
Right, I could,
but like, we're all different ends of the spectrum, I feel.
For me,
100%.
For me, it's tough because it's like, I see how like a lot of women are, and I feel like I'm like, is there something wrong with me that you're not ready to run and jump? Like,
no,
you know,
I don't think so. I think you have to do what's best for you. I don't think it's...
Get your ass out there.
Literally,
Get your feet wet.
But I do, as your friend, I do think that there is a level of just confidence that comes with just even being out and about. Kind of what I said about living in New York versus living here, where it's like, when I'm in New York, I'm experiencing the things that I like to experience. I'm experiencing life in a way that I like to experience it. So I feel like it kind of attributes the same thing with men, where it's like, when you go out, like a man might be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, let me buy you a drink. And you might not even like him, but just like that interaction might spark a little like pep in your step. And I feel like
I feel like
need that.
when it comes to me, it's just like I'm a grown woman, and I feel like I know what I like, and I feel like I just with respecting myself. It's like what confidence is for me is like I really don't have to dibble and dabble. Like I really know a man is out there. Like I literally know I can get somebody if I want somebody. Like especially the quality that's out. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying like like Prince or something like, but like literally and truly like it's not that hard. So like confidence for me really just in this space just comes with like doing it right this time or like just taking my time, and that just really is confidence for me. Like I'm really not worried, and I'm really not like, oh my God, I really have to,
I
like
don't think
whatever.
you're scared, so
I think
I
the
think
confidence alone is you standing in like, is, I don't care what you and Tati say,
spent-
I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Because
That's
me,
confidence.
I love experiencing life. Like
Yeah,
so for
me
me,
too.
it's like I might not even.
Yeah, you're so outgoing.
Yeah, I love to just experience conversations and getting to know people. I feel like everything that I've experienced has made me into who I am, and I just feel like I see the path. Like you know what I'm saying. Even being honest, like everything that I've experienced has created my path. So for me, I'm at the point now where it's like I know in about 2, 3, 4 years. I'm sitting out and I'm sitting down, and y'all are gonna see me. Not y'all, but like certain people are gonna see me once, twice
Girl,
a
in
year.
2, 3, 4 years, you're gonna be our age.
I know what I'm saying. And I'm going to be
gonna be
sitting out.
married.
Like I'm already sitting out of
be
a lot more
married.
things. So for me, and obviously I know we're very different, so I'm not putting this onto you. I'm just speaking for myself. I enjoy being able to date or get to know people or do like, because it helps me kind of discover things about myself. It makes me understand like, oh, I don't like that person.
Right.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
Versus when I was younger and say, for example, being with my child's father, I didn't know what I liked. I was just accepting what I was given.
Because you guys were together from what age?
From like 15.
So that was like all your years.
Yeah, so
you
it's like
spent with him,
I didn't know what I
So
liked.
how was dating after that experience?
After that,
Because that's a long stretch to spend with somebody. Y'all grew up together.
We grew up together, but we were
Y'all moved to LA
we were
together,
Off and
like-
on. Like we were off and on.
Yeah,
So
but
it's like,
he's still been a part of your life.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he was
yes.
one of your closest friends at some point.
So it's like after him, dating for me, I think I did the self-work. I took the time to myself, and I feel like getting rid of him or finishing that relationship.
Getting
Rid of him is funny.
Finishing
Letting that die out.
Finishing that relationship, kind of, I reclaimed myself again because I was taking care of another person and a baby and a this and a that. And it's just like, I need time for Tatiana to rediscover who I am as a woman, who I am as a person, who I am as a mom.
Yeah.
And I feel like at the pinnacle of me figuring those things out and getting back into my routines and these things, and also, like I said, putting myself out there, I was dating. Like I had a whole different boyfriend after my child's father. And I feel like I appreciate those experiences because like I said, it's all shaped me. It's all shaping me. So it's like, I feel like now I'm a step closer to knowing what I want and what I like versus before I just accepted what I thought I wanted or what I thought I liked versus now I will look at a man and be like, I don't like you. Have a good night. I will never speak to you again. I don't like you versus, and I feel like that comes from experience for me personally. I'm the type where it's like, I gotta see it for myself. Like I have to see it to learn from it. So I'm not like I'm like happy.
You're gonna touch the stove.
I'm gonna touch the stove and be like, oh, that was hot. I'm not doing that, and I will never do it again.
Right. My personality has always been like, you could tell me not to touch the stove, and I'm not gonna touch the stove.
I'm gonna touch the stove.
Yeah, you.
But
Both of y'all
my
gonna touch the
question
stove.
with that is, do you feel like where you say like what I will say? You are one person that you did do the work, and I was a part of your journey with that. I was a part of you like talking it out, going through it, letting that relationship die out, getting counseling. You opened my eyes to counseling 100%. Like, girl, like you need to talk to somebody. Like,
Talk to that lady.
So yeah, talk to that lady. So doing all that work, I will say, you are a person that didn't dibble and dabble. Like when you were done, you were done.
I was finished.
Like you was finished. You were done. You closed that chapter. You closed that door. You didn't go back. Whether he made it easier to not go back, you didn't go back.
Yeah.
Do you feel like after having a kid, after accepting that these long years with someone was finished and done and closing that door, do you feel like it was hard for you to get in a relationship and show up as this new version of Tatiana because you were a new mom, you were newly single, you probably talked to other people, but you hadn't dated seriously in years. Do you feel like it was hard for you to get into a new relationship?
It wasn't hard for me to get into a new relationship, but I can look back and say
You carried trauma from the previous one?
I feel like I could have taken more time to myself to navigate through situations and heal, not even heal actually, but like my reactions to certain things But at the same time, no, I feel like it all worked out how it was supposed to, because getting into a new relationship, no matter what, it's going to be fallout from your baby daddy. It's going to be fallout from something. So I feel like regardless, it had to happen. So I'm just happy for the experience. I have no regrets. Like, I have no regrets. And I feel like my reactions to certain situations might have been a little bit more heightened because I might have been a little closer to it, versus now I'm a little bit more removed, and it's like I'm impenetrable. Like, I don't.
Do you feel like you had triggers more easy?
I think it was the first time that those triggers were ever pushed.
Yeah.
So I feel like regardless, I can't call it whether it would have happened then or if I would have waited. I don't know, because either way, it's a first time trigger. So it's like,
and it's a new relationship.
It's a new relationship. So who knows?
Well, we can't ask you because you haven't dated yet. So
giving my tea.
Right. And I love that for you. My experience is different.
Yeah.
I think my experience is different than both of you guys' experiences.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go into
ahead.
detail. Like you're trying to just graze over that. Like, what's your
next question? So, my experience with dating after a kid, honestly, truly, I didn't have postpartum or anything like that. So, thank you, God, because I was confident. I was happy. My body, honestly, was like at a 10. Like 6 months after I had Saint, I think my body looked the best it looked in forever.
Preach.
Right. Period. Look at me. I was gorgeous. My hair was down my back. But no, seriously, dating for me after Saint was, it was interesting. It was definitely interesting before I got in.
So interesting.
It was so interesting. It was so interesting because I don't really talk about it that much, huh? I talked to one guy right after I had Saint, but it wasn't nothing. It was just conversation. And then I met my boyfriend. And I got in a relationship quick, like real quick. And now that the dust have settled, because it was like we moved in together, we bought a house together, and it was like fast. Everything was so fast. But I think a sense of me was like trauma bonding with him because I was going through this, like I said, simultaneously losing the love of my life while having the love of my life. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna show this motherfucker. Like, you know, like, and it wasn't a get back for him because he really wasn't in my frontal lobe when I met my boyfriend. I really was wooed away by this guy. Like, he just was like all the things that I had talked about with you probably a month prior
literally. On
vacation. Yeah. I'm like, I want this, Tati. I want this, and this, and this. And then I meet
down
this guy.
I want to live here.
Down to the house I wanted.
Where she wanted to live, the house she wanted to live
Everything I wanted. I was like, I want him to be tall. I want him to be this. I want him to be family oriented. I want him, all of these qualities. And then I met this man. So me, I'm like, it's a sign, you know, like God is moving and working in my favor, which he was, because I always tell everybody, I needed him. Mm-hmm. I needed that relationship. Yeah. I needed somebody to pour into me to the capacity that he poured into me. He loved me. He loves my daughter. And we were a family, like not a play family, like a real family. So I needed that. But what I will say, being that was almost 4 years ago, what I would have done different is I would have taken my time. Mm-hmm. I would have taken my time to enjoy motherhood as just me and Saint before like moving in with him. I would have taken my time with being in a public relationship and giving everyone everyone on the outside an opinion and posting my relationship, and also not considering how that would have made her dad feel in the moment, because I felt like he didn't consider me in some of his decision making. Yeah. And one thing I never want to do is allow anyone else's character to change my character. Yeah. And I felt like I allowed that in my journey. Like, oh, well, like he did it to me, or he didn't have grace for me in that season, so why should I have grace from him? And it almost came off. I think I robbed me and my boyfriend the opportunity for people to think that it was a real organic relationship, which it was. They attested it to, oh, she bitter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, she mad.
She on get back.
Yeah, she on some get back. Yeah. And that was never the case. Yeah.
Right.
Like I was really invested in my relationship. I was really in love in my relationship. Granted, I still felt like F you to
two
I was living both truths, but I never made any decisions based off of him. But I think that I should have, in a sense. I should have considered him, because when you have a child with somebody, and I hope all the fathers that do fuck shit understand this. When you have a kid with somebody, I'm not considering you because I love you. I'm not considering you because I want this to work with us again. I'm considering you because this affects the human that we have to raise. Because that relationship didn't work out. It's still me and you here. That relationship with whatever girl you date don't work out. It's still me and you here. So if we
got
make
18 years.
We have 18 years. So if we make life hell for each other, right, in 10 minutes and 5 seconds. But if we make life hell for one another, we never going to be able to pour into this child. To the capacity that this child needs to be poured into. And they deserve to see healthy rapports with one another. Whether it's just friendship, whether it's just an easy drop off.
That's always the goal. Like,
that's the goal.
And I feel like there are things that, we can do to try to help push forward that goal. But granted, like, we're only in control of ourselves. But I feel like I can double back on my answer and say, you know what? I could have been slightly more considerate, I guess.
And we feel like I know the heart of who you are. I know the heart of who you are. So even when you just said, I guess, and where you was like, I ain't taking accountability for, because we know our intent.
Yeah, my intention is to move forward and
our intentions is
the
good.
best version of myself.
Yeah, our intentions are good,
child.
but sometimes, and that's me maturing and that's me being a woman, just because my intentions are good does not mean it translates to the person across from me as good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where I fell short in my dating process of like knowing my intention was good, knowing I'm doing the best for Satan. I'm putting Satan in a healthy environment and she's seeing two people love each other and blah, 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 blah. But that intention didn't translate probably to her father as good. So now we have a poor relationship. We not speaking to each other. We doing drop offs.
Who does that affect? Yeah.
Yeah, it was that effect. So I wish I just kind of would have taken my time. But again, I don't regret it. Yeah. Because I got what I needed. I needed to be poured into. And I gotta put me first, Lucius. So I had to put me first. And I did. And I did that. And thank God we were able to come back from that and become the best of friends again. And, we got back to a happy space after that. But I think that as women, as mothers, as everything, even in business, I think we have to know when to lay down. And we don't have to be the winner winner chicken dinner.
Yeah. I think just hearing you speak, I just feel like when it comes to women, we always have to consider someone else.
We do.
And I think it's just one of those things where it's like, it's
not
not fair,
it's a hard
but
pill,
it's reality.
But it's reality. Just like not wanting people to know that this is your business. It's reality.
Right, exactly.
We have to consider other people. And sometimes we consider other people where we're never going to be considered and we're never going to get a reciprocation of what we pour.
Men who run their family, they don't feel guilty when they get up and they go to work and they do 14 hours that day or whatever, and they don't even see their kids. They come back, they kiss them on the cheek, and they're already in bed and they go to sleep. Like, women, we always have to consider in relationships and even with, our kids, we have to consider our spouse, even when they don't realize that we're considering them. Yeah. We're considering you. Like, how I speak today, like, I'm considering somebody. You know what I mean? And it's like,
I ain't considering nobody. Let me go on record saying.
I can promise you considering somebody.
No, I'm really not. I'm not considering him. No, it's not no balance. I'm not considering no nigga. But what I'm saying is, this is my truth. And it took me a long time to get here. Because if I would have did this same sit down a year ago, or not a year ago, 2 years ago, it would have been a different tone. You know what I mean? It would have been like, well, I was happy and I had my man. Yeah, I wanted to show you know what I mean? I think that disattachment from things give us different perspectives.
It gives you more clarity.
You know what I mean? So being not in a relationship right now and not being with her dad either gives me a chance to say, well, where was your mind when you made those decisions, Christy? And it might come off as I'm considering him. And in a sense, I guess I'm considering how I want my life to look, but I'm still considering me first.
Yeah, considering yourself first.
Yeah, I'm considering myself first.
I'm not saying to put other people in front of you.
But I have. And that's one of my biggest problems is I will put everybody in front of me.
And you realize that at the end of the day, that person is a variable. You don't know what they are going to do. So it's like you have to consider yourself first.
Gotta consider you first.
Yeah, you learned that lesson. Yeah.
You learned your lesson.
Because either way, whether you say, oh my God, the sky is purple, if that person is feeling like the sky, I mean, you could say the sky is blue. If they're feeling like it's purple, they gonna go off because it's purple. And it's like, whoa, okay, I'm trying. Like, you just have to be the best you can.
And let them have that. And when they come back to you and be like, you know what? It actually was blue. Okay. Like, that's all I was trying to tell you. I'm not harboring resentment.
I've learned to just, having a son, having a kid has given me so much patience with that particular situation, because it's just like, I'm going to treat you how I would treat him. I'm going to give you the grace I would give to him. So it's like, you know what, you have to, like, my child's father, like, you have to be a part of my life for the next 13 years, 100 days. Well, I think it's 108 days.
The fact that you counting down.
You have to be a part of my life for that amount of time. So I'm going to do my best to be pleasant, to be okay. Like, whether you're crashing out, having a good day, having a bad day, whatever the case is, but I still need to consider myself and live my life and live in my truth and be the best mom I can be.
I think you're extremely graceful. And I'm not just saying that because you're my friend. I think you're extremely graceful because I see you in the same response that you give the world is the same response you give us. No response. Yeah. And I love that for you. Like, at first I felt like I used to be like, it's okay. Like, cry. Like, are you? And you used to be like,
girl, no.
Nah, like, I ain't tripping. Like, me, personally, I don't know how I respond. And I'm happy that my baby daddy is far removed from the world. Like, he ain't on social media or nothing, so I don't have to worry about that. But if he was, I don't know how I would take it, because even just being on social media and, like, I'm not like an influencer, so I don't have to, like, only to a certain extent I have to worry about the public's opinion. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So when the public opinion is being swayed by somebody else.
For me, I feel like it's never even about public opinion. It's like about my child's opinion. Like, I know how that feels as a child to be, like, kind of caught in the middle or caught in a crossfire between a mom and a dad. So it's like, I just never want to even I never even want to do that. So it's like, my son's dad could be getting on my last nerves. I'm going to be like, you want to call your dad?
You do.
Oh my
Every
goodness.
day.
Are you so excited to show your dad? Did you make him a picture? And Milo's like, yeah. And I'm like, yay. Like,
that's a testament to your character.
But
though.
It's like, I learned that from Kim Kardashian, where it's like, she was like,
yeah,
I will blast that man's music on. And it's like, I mean, I'm not blasting no music, but,
I feel you though.
But it's like, I'm not ever going to be the person, like, I want, the healthy environment starts within, you know what I mean? It's like, I have to be grounded enough to be like, you know what? I'm not going to accept this person into my life. That's the choice that I made. But also too, my child is half of that person. My child can grow up and be half exactly like this person. So I don't even hate you. I don't even hate this person, because why would I? My child is half of you.
So it's like, water the beautiful sides.
Yeah, like,
that's beautiful. I do want to give you guys y'all flowers as women, as mothers, as business owners. It's been, like, so amazing to have you here, to sit across from you. Granted, I get these conversations all the time. I get the essence of you guys all the time, a little bit too much. But I think that just being on social media, people don't get to experience you guys to this capacity. People don't know the depths of who you are, your character. They don't know the depths of who you are and your character. And I think that just sitting here and having this open, safe conversation and this nice dialogue, we were able to just uncover different, I don't know, I call it the onion peel, different onion peels of you guys. And like, so Melissa Simone, we know you as the luxury swimwear designer. We know you as the serial entrepreneur. We know you as the mom. What's next?
Yeah, so in terms of Melissa Simone, I'm really working to scale the brand up.
Heavy on scale.
Yeah, heavy on scale. So you guys know that we were majority swim before. A lot of people know us as Melissa Simone Swim, but we're trying to really take this resort wear seriously. Dresses, outfits for your full vacation is like where we really wanted to go. In terms of JoJo, I'm trying to just continue.
Wait, before you go to JoJo, I have a question, because we've seen Kylie Jenner in your swim. We've seen Bella Hadid. We've seen Khloe Kardashian. Tatiana Elizabeth was like she was one of the first. You were one of the first.
I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm just kidding.
No, the play is always about you. You a Leo. We've seen you. We've seen Tatiana Elizabeth. We've seen the girls. Christy Gaither, I went viral. We've seen everybody in your swimwear, and I always wanted to know this. Who's your favorite person that wore Melissa Simone swim?
Okay, so that's crazy. That's a really, really good question. I think
I'm not in it.
Oh, I am.
My favorite, just flat out, is Gabrielle Union. Let me tell you why. Like, everybody loves a Kylie wearing their style. Everybody loves a Kardashian, period. Like, I went absolutely crazy. But Gabrielle Union was just so different, because I just feel like it was, one, no stylist hit me up. Like, it was a complete surprise. And number two, it was organic. And then at number two, it's like, I just feel like it's like, okay, we're reaching the girls. Like,
and how she wore it too.
How she wore it. It's
I
like,
said
okay,
she
so
styled
she's
it so good.
I was in my house literally dying laughing.
I
like,
didn't even
we
see you
did
post
that.
it. I
Like,
saw her post it because I follow her, and I'm
I
like,
saw her post too.
yeah, she was huge. She was one of my. She was my favorite. Like, and that is a grown woman, and she was
That is
my
a woman.
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like, okay, you're
I
doing
like
what you need to do.
Gabrielle.
She's not a young girl. She went. They spent their
woman.
money, and they went and they love Melissa Simone. So Gabrielle. Period.
All your endorsements from marketing and all of that has always been organic. You don't do influencer boxes or PR boxes or nothing.
Well,
like
we
that,
do
you?
PR boxes, but we've never paid.
It's always gifted.
Yeah,
It's never
we've
been
never
promo.
paid anyone. So that's a beautiful thing about Melissa Simone. It's like, okay, the girls love to wear Melissa Simone because
That put a battery in your back, right? Like,
Yeah,
don't that
for
make
sure.
you feel like, oh, they like really fuck with me and my brand?
I mean, Tati, she's an influencer. These girls know what they're worth. So it's like you really got to love something to wear it for free continuously.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I take pride in terms of Melissa Simone is that we've never paid anybody to
All
wear
right, not
Melissa
too much.
Simone.
They never paid me.
Right, pay me.
Future, we're coming.
I
Let me
literally
get that bag. I come
have
with the bag.
carried this brand on
Girl,
my
please.
back.
Literally.
On my back. Do you guys understand me? I'm carrying this
delusion
brand. Now,
of
if
this
you guys go look at Melissa Simone before 2024.
You did that one
I
piece
did a
picture.
lot for this brand.
We
Blood, sweat, and tears.
We did a
into
lot
this
of
brand.
vacations last year.
I
We
have
did a lot,
styled
and
this
who
brand.
planned the vacation?
Yes,
you know, I think we need to be added to the
We need to be
team.
added to the brand.
That's what's next for her. Adding us
Right,
to the
adding
team.
The delusion of
No,
the both of you.
we are
but-
proud of that. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we're so proud of you.
You are so you're dropping the swimwear from the name and you're just turning into a lifestyle resort wear.
There was never
brand.
swim was never a part of the name, but it was a swim brand.
Okay.
So 2025 and onward, we're really trying to scale this thing and really just trying to touch full resort wear, full clothes. I want sandals, beach bags, hats, all that type of stuff. I want ready to wear, like literally, I want the girls.
So vacation one-stop shop.
Yeah, one-stop shop. And honestly, vacation doesn't even necessarily mean like this island or whatever. It can mean that trip to Italy. And honestly, it can mean like the girls that don't live in LA that move on out here. I mean, that come out here to visit and like want some looks and some stuff. It just means what you would wear in warm weather. Like literally, that's
Nice.
Melissa Simone.
And what is next for Tatiana Elizabeth? Because I'm not going to just say one thing like skin butter or influencing or modeling, because I think that you did an amazing job as making, Tatiana Elizabeth a brand.
Yeah.
So what's next for the brand, Tatiana Elizabeth?
Honestly, I'm just trying to walk down on every idea, execute everything. My podcast too, a cozy space.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you was gonna say it. Okay, what's the name of your podcast?
A cozy space with Tatiana Elizabeth.
We love it.
So we are yappers. Like
We
are just
yappers.
yappers. So I just want to kind of show the world more of my personality, show the world more of my perspectives on things, because I feel like we can probably help out some women out there, because we yap on the phone all day. We talk all day.
Yeah.
If I'm in a space or in a club, people are coming to me and I'm like, dang, I didn't even enjoy myself because I was off in the corner speaking for hours. So just like, expounding on every idea and just walking down on it, like, and doing it correctly, doing it right, doing the back end work. Like I've been doing a lot of like back end work and just being disciplined and making sure that I'm like showing up for myself in every single way that I can be. So just the elevation. I'm just trying to elevate in every way. Like,
Period.
Elevate.
New house, new car.
Okay.
Okay.
New house, new car, new man.
Period.
Jesus, yes,
baby
Lord, I
sister.
see what you did for others. I love that for you guys.
What's next for you, Christy?
What's next for me? I really am finding such a healing in this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm finding such a joy in this podcast. So I really want to pour into this. I want to be intentional with the guests that I bring on just another podcast. I always do real estate. That's my moneymaker. That's what keeps me afloat. But I think right now, I want to do the work on myself and just really use this time of being single, being in my bag, being in my business bag. I want that to translate in everything that I do. So right now, my focus, my baby, my everything is just another podcast. I am so meticulous about how it looks, how it sounds, the conversations we have. Yeah, this is the next step for me. So I just want to be intentional with this. I want to show up for my viewers every week, like I promised. I want to just bang out this content, but not just do it in a way where I'm just doing something. Like I'm just posting. Like this conversation to me, if I was a woman and I was on the outside looking in and viewing
It's intentional.
It was intentional, and I can take something from it.
I want to say something quickly.
Of
We've
course you
had
can.
so
Yeah,
many
be quickly.
conversations over the past couple of years now, which is crazy, just about your strengths and just about like you finding that thing that's like a passion for you.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you that
Yes.
this is you. Like,
Yeah.
and this is natural. This is flowing. And I think that like literally when we've talked about the things that you can do and bring to outside of real estate that you enjoy doing and like how to like capitalize on the things that you're actually good at. Like this is like, there was no question that this is gonna be good. I'm so proud being here.
Talking to and helping women and helping women navigate through.
That's how you literally,
like, they be calling me
literally your best friends.
Y'all be calling me the baby mama whisperer. Like I really, because I
Literally
feel
the baby
like
mama whisperer.
in every story, I don't know why, but I feel like it heals me.
Yeah.
So like, even though I talk to y'all every day, this conversation for everyone to view, it healed me in a sense because it made me comfortable to tell my story because other women are telling their story. And I want everybody to watch this podcast and take something away from it and be like, oh, wow. And I want every episode to humanize me even more than I've already humanized myself on the last episode. I want everyone to know like I'm relatable. You said cry now?
Cry right now.
I can't. But I'm relatable. And I'm going to get to a point where one episode I might cry, but I'm not there yet, but I will cry. And I just want everybody to know like no one is exempt from pain. Yeah. Nobody is exempt from trial. Nobody has a blueprint to being a mom. None of us are in the ideal relationship. No one has the same story. So I want everyone to sit here and tell a different perspective of their story. And that's exactly why I created this podcast, is to tell stories. It's literally just storytelling.
Yeah. And in the real world, you are that. Like no one is better. No one is like, that is really who you are outside of social media and all that stuff. That's why we felt comfortable enough at tough points to get close to you.
But social media is such a misrepresentation because I come there to do something. I come there and no one's going to put out the hard moments. I put out an outfit. Yeah. And that's what I want you to see. And please go by this house. And I'm back in my bubble. So I definitely am so grateful that you guys came and sat here with me. And
of course, thanks for having me.
You guys let people in that you normally don't do. I know this was like, you definitely be chilling. Time get in front of the camera. So like, but you, I'm grateful for both of you guys. You guys are amazing friends, and I'm so excited for you guys. I can't wait to have you back on Just Another Podcast Again. Once you launch your podcast, we want to come on there and get spicy and talk about our skincare routine.
We're wearing
and like
Melissa
how we stay grounded.
Summer.
Yes, we'll be wearing Melissa. No, actually, we're gonna do an episode sponsored by Melissa Simone Resort Wear, and everyone will be wearing.
So will I.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone will be wearing MS. Just throwing that out there.
And it's gonna be filmed. And it's gonna be filmed in Costa Rica.
All right, we can do it
during my birthday month.
You know, manifest. Make it happen.
I love you guys. And to my viewers, I thank you guys for showing up with us week after week, conversation after conversation, and just continue to let each and every guest that I bring on the show pour into you guys. I love you. Till next week.
Bye.